Hi, this is Michael Strahan.
Third down and 7. Good jump off the line by Strahan, who gets the sack.
And you're listening to The Locker Room on 88.7 FM WRHU. Your home for Hofstra University sports and Wayne, Quebec.
Big thanks to our beat reporters. I was going to say just winter sports, but actually it's winter and spring sports because we're talking some men's lacrosse. Alongside me is the men's lacrosse beat reporter Connor Keogh, as well as our producer Jack Sargent. We talk about Hofstra men's lacrosse. By the way, my name is Christian Gardecki, just to let you know. I think I forgot that at first.
I didn't know that. Hey, Christian, how are you?
Hey, what's up, Jack? Talk about the Hofstra men's lacrosse team this weekend. A big game against Rutgers coming up in just tomorrow, actually. But first, they took on the Marist Red Foxes last week, a 12-10 loss. Really a game where Hofstra needed to win and wanted to win, Connor.
Absolutely. They needed to, and they wanted to. Marist is the same exact level of competition that Siena was the week before. They were projected to go 1-2 in the MAC, and Hofstra won the game against Siena by the same score, 12-10. They dropped this one against Marist. It was tough.
I would argue that was a game that they should have won, and especially with the way that you play against Siena, you really have to win that game against Marist. And the Hofstra Pride just didn't do it, and I don't really know if I can point to anything specific from that game. It's just they didn't execute when they needed to win that game.
And you mentioned it, Connor. You know, they are the same level as Siena. Siena's a team Hofstra played against just a couple weeks ago. They are 1-2 in that conference. Well, I mean, that's a game Hofstra needs to have. And one thing I was thinking about walking here was Coach Tierney has told us, especially the three of us who have been in the press conferences all year, is that they haven't played 100% great lacrosse every game. You know, they've gotten wins, but he doesn't really like the effort that he's gotten in those victories for the Pride. So really, they're going to need an opportunity this year, or this coming next couple weeks. Obviously, you have two really tough games against two ranked teams coming right up. What do the Pride need to do to somehow get a chance to beat against a Rutgers team that's currently 16th in the country?
You know, it's an interesting look because if you look at Hofstra in all statistical categories, they probably should have won their game against Marist. It starts with Patterson winning 72% of his draws. When you have the ball, you don't give up goals. So Hofstra's been running a deep lineup this year too. I mean, we saw Sam Lufty get inserted for the first time since April 15th of 2023, score 2 goals and assists. Tierney's not shy about changing this up, about changing his starters. Anthony Malika got his first start over Ryan Woodland last week too. So that's how you do it. If one guy's not playing his best, Tierney's going to insert another guy and hope it works.
I'm going to ask the rhetorical question just because, you know, he's a guy who had so much talent last year, and we haven't really seen any of Gerard Kane this year. 1
assist in that first game in garbage time, nonetheless. Something to keep an eye on towards the latter part of the season. But one thing that really caught my eye when you're looking at the stats for the Hofstra Pride is, yes, there's a lot of guys with different points across, but you only have 4 players with more than 10 points. It's kind of concerning. The next lowest is a player with 4. Really concerning, in my opinion, is that they're not getting scoring from everybody. They're getting scoring from 1 and 2 major guys.
Well, the road gets tougher from this point forward,
Yeah.
and we knew this about the gauntlet that's upcoming. Rutgers, UNC, it's not easier.
And Delaware and Fairfield right after that. You have 3 teams in the top 20 of the country in a 4-game span.
It's incredibly difficult. We do know Delaware is a beatable team. They dropped their game against UPenn last week. So hopefully Hofstra can take one of these games going into conference play.
Well, thanks so much, Connor. You're going to stick around. So is Jack, as we'll talk about the Hofstra women's lacrosse team, which means my time is done. Guys, take it away.
Well, first, before we get there, we're going to go to Connor's interview with John Matson, who has been this team's leading scorer so far. So we'll take a listen.